The following is not meant for children, has been edited by Cute Stuff, and is brought to you by support from Patreon. Hello, and welcome back. I am MasterAelix, and this is MasterAelix's Build Love Time, or better known as MasterAelix's BLT. The videos in this series where I go over character builds for some of my favorite RPGs. In this video, I plan to show, step by step, how to make a character build that I really enjoy, and explain why I enjoy it, and hopefully you will too. Now, I like to make fun and flavorful character builds, something that leans more into roleplay, playing a role, as opposed to roleplay, rolling dice. However, it never hurts to give yourself some numerical advantages from time to time. Now, my way is far from the only way to build a character. This is just one character built in a way I think is fun, and hopefully I've done a good enough job that you would want to play this character too. However, feel free to change things to make it a character you do want to play. As I go through this build, I'm going to go into detail into what selections I've made and why I've made the selections I did. But what I won't be doing is reading the books to you. First off, that's really boring. And second, doing that removes your need to get these books on your own. I love these games, and I'd love for you all to support these publishers, so please go buy their books. Now, let's get the ingredients out and mise en place and build ourselves this BLT. Thank you for coming into my office. Tell me, sir, have you ever been to Colombia? They have a wonderful phrase there. Plata o plomo. It translates to silver or lead. Which leads me to your current situation. Either you can take this money that I offer you, this silver, or I can give you this lead. Today's BLT is for the Power Rangers RPG by Renegade Games. The character today is Chairman Hayami, a man with all the money, the root of all evil, fear, and loathing. This is a big bad evil guy. And yes, I know Renegade Games is a fantastic threat system, but sometimes it's fun to build your BBEG as PC. Chairman Hayami wields wealth and power as easily as most other people breathe. He uses his wealth to position situations to his advantage, and then uses fear to further make people do as he wants. He believes in the old idiom, silver or lead. Now, let's get into the layers of this BLT, shall we? The books you'll need to get from Renegade Games to make the character as I have made them here are the Power Rangers Core Rulebook, Beneath the Helmet, A Jump Through Time, and Across the Stars. Origin. The chairman is not only a mean man, but a man of means. For this origin, I chose Rich from Beneath the Helmet. This origin is great for a villain, because not only does it only give 1 health, but the origin perk, Money is No Object, gives us the additional general perk, Vast Wealth, which just feels appropriate. This perk is also so potent, especially for the clause that lets you automatically pass a test to make more money. I love it. This origin gives a social essence, and the skill rank goes into Persuasion. Influence. For Chairman Hayami, there's 2 influences I want to grab. The first is Profiteer from A Jump Through Time. This influence is so good if you can have the 6 hours needed. But for the chairman, that's a business day. So 1 good meeting and it can really benefit him. The second influence is Royalty from Across the Stars. Now, he's not an actual blue-blooded royalty, but in the business world, he's treated as such. Talk to your GM about this interpretation, but since he's meant to be a BBEG, well, I'm sure the things can be seen through that lens. Hang up. With 2 influences, we need a hang up, and I like the one from Royalty better, which is why I mentioned it second. I like it because the downside only works if it's done in public, which is great for a businessman like this. Roll. This man cares not for other people and uses whatever power he can to manipulate. Yeah, he's a Dark Ranger. Dark Ranger is found in Beneath the Helmet. Dark Ranger gives the all-important perk, It's Morphin' Time, like any other Ranger. But what else they get is the perk Terror. Terror is quite a nice perk for a big bad evil guy, and it is really spot on. Now, before I go into essence scores, I have to point out there's a typo in the book, and after a bit of searching on the official Renegade Games Discord, this is how it's supposed to be. This roll gives 2 strength essence, both of which go into intimidation, and 1 speed essence, which goes into the targeting skill. Gear. Dark Ranger gives us the following gear: a grid-wide communicator, a morpher, and your choice of any melee power weapon, and a ranged power weapon. Now, as he's not really a combat character, I don't feel a need to pick out and detail a proper set of power weapons, so take your pick. Now, with that being said, I get a feeling the chairman is more into ranged weapons and some kind of small, sneaky blaster that he can tuck into someplace, such as between your ribs. Essence Step. The Essence Step is an important step in the life of any character. Now, this time, there is no prerequisites we need to worry about, so we can simply choose what essence we like based on how appropriate we feel they are. With that in mind, and that the suggested spread is 4-3-3-2, here's what I suggest. The +4 goes into social, because he is indeed a slick-talking businessman. The skill spread I'd go with is 2 into deception, because he is a good liar, 1 into persuasion, to sell ketchup popsicles to women in white gloves, and 1 in performance, because some clients need to be lied to in a very specific kind of way. The first 3 goes into smarts essence, because he is indeed smart enough to do business. And while there is no business skill, I'm instead putting all 3 points into culture. This should let him be able to put people at ease in the negotiations when he knows what they think like and where they're from, or what scares them, what local legends they grew up with. The second +3 goes into speed essence. This essence has all of our combat skills, and while he's not a big combat character, it's better to have at least a little bit so we're not on the back foot when the combat does break out. With that in mind, I'm putting 2 into finesse for the melee weapon, and 1 more into targeting for the ranged. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, is the +2, which goes into strength. Strength does go up pretty quickly on a Shadow Ranger, so being low here isn't really a major issue. Both of the skill points are going into intimidation. Hey, you've made it this far into the video. Thank you for that. Seems like you're liking the video, so please show that you do by hitting the thumbs up button down below. Maybe leave a comment, tell me what you're enjoying. Well, now that we've got the base built, let's build this up with a few extra levels. This time we're only going to level 4 to get the complete build. Level 2. Level 2 is great because it gives us 2 perks. The first is Menacing Glance, which allows you to put that intimidation score to better use. The second is Spite, which is fun, because Spite depends on you missing your attacks, and since this guy isn't really a combat monster, it is so nice. Level 2 also raises our social essence, and why not put that into performance? Level 3. This level puts the big in the big bad evil guy, because not only do they get their Zord, but specifically that Zord has Terrorzord nature, which is noted in the book. It is a small array of conditions applied to a normal Zord, which is very nice. This level also gives us an essence increase to strength, and I'm going to use that associated skill point as an intimidation specialization of Wal Morphed. He is a Dark Ranger, and in armor he's even extra scary. Level 4. Level 4 is a great level because it lets us grab a general perk. Now, continuing on the idea of letting intimidation do the heavy lifting, I'm going to grab the general perk fearsome reputation, which blends in perfectly, because it too has us be extra scary while we're morphed. This level gives us an increase to our smarts essence, which I'm putting into the culture specialization of trends, because it's good business to follow and lead trends. And as far as what I wanted to do to make Chairman Hayami, I'm done. He's a man of great wealth and power and can honestly be terrifying in and out of armor. He has the wealth to simply pay to win as a BBEG. He hires mooks and then just throws wave after wave of his own men at the heroes. This guy's a jerk and I love him for it. Alternative. There's only really one alternative I've had in mind with this, and that is to swap out the origin of Rich with another origin that grants a general perk, and use that to select the perk Inheritance from Jump Through Time. Inheritance is very nice, especially at the first level, but as a BBEG, I felt that the rich and vastly wealthy combo felt better. Well, with all of that being said, here's where I'm going to say thank you all for joining me. Please remember to like, comment, and of course subscribe. It's a little click for you, but a really big deal for me, and I greatly appreciate everyone who does. And if you have enjoyed this video, check out the links down below for links to my artist, my editor, and of course my merch market and Patreon campaign. My Patreon campaign is where you can get a variety of rewards, including early access to all my videos. Thank you all for joining me, and I shall see you all on the next one. This is a special shout out to all my wonderful supporters over on Patreon. Aaron Smith, Dennis Detman, Drew Betts, Harry Thompson, Mark Milius, and Takashi Yamato. Thank you all so much. These videos wouldn't exist without you.